Hey man, where you been? What's up?
Dude, about a month ago, we launched Subto.com. It was something that me and an entire team of people, probably, I don't know, Zach, what did you say? Probably a dozen people have been working on this, on launching Subto.com.
Yeah, at least.
It was really interesting too, like COVID hit kind of at the same exact time. Like I had no idea, we've been working on creative financing stuff for years. I had no idea that COVID was going to hit and just kind of make creative financing even more on the forefront of everybody's minds. Every wholesaler, every real estate investor, real estate agents, and everybody are like, we have to get into creative financing. COVID just kind of brought that right to the forefront of everybody's mind. But behind the scenes, we'd been building out Subto.com for like 6 months. And it got really, really hectic the last 6 weeks or so. So most of the filming we've been doing, most of the work that we've been putting in has been pouring into the students of Subto.com and making sure that mentorship has been top notch, locking up deals left and right for all the students and just making sure the quality is there. Also, we've been planning, my wife and I are planning a road trip across the country. Did I talk to you about that, Bobby? Do you know about that?
No, tell me about it in the car.
You don't know about that?
No, tell me about it.
Or are you lying? You're just being nice.
Please tell me about it.
So, my wife and I decided not too long ago, like, hey, we look at other people that really they want to retire and they want to go travel the country. And by the time they finally get to that point, it's already too late. Like they're physically, in pain, or they can't get up and down and all that kind of stuff. And being out in the wilderness, you're going to want to do your seatbelt because it'll beep at you like crazy. So if anybody knows me, I like to do 2, 3, or 4 things at the same time and make sure that things have a multi-pronged approach. So what we're doing is, because we just launched Subto.com, we've been hammering out a lot of Zoom calls and making sure there's tons of content, tons of information for people to go out and get their first deal, second deal, scale their business at a high level, whatever it is. We have people all over the country right now in the Subto.com crew, or we call it the Subto family. And so my wife and I decided, why don't we go travel the country, get in a camper. And so we got a camper put together, and we're going to start traveling the country and just going from state to state to state to help people in their real estate business. My wife, who's done thousands of transactions as a transaction coordinator, as a short sale negotiator, and a real estate agent, she'll bring a whole unique set of skills, and then I bring my set of skills of closing deals and working with sellers and solving problems. So we're going to go work with our Subto family all over the country, and our first trip starts in about 3 weeks. We're going to make a loop that's going to take roughly a month and a half to 2 months. And the primary purpose is to get out with my family and travel. And we are going to be able to, in that process, travel around and help people get their first deal, second deal, fix problems in their business, and just do it because that's what we love to do. So we start in 2.5 weeks. We hit the road, and you guys won't see me for about 2 months.
Oh shit.
What's going to be cool is, I think we're going to have Jamil fly out to Denver. Jamil's going to fly out to Salt Lake. Jamil's going to fly out to Las Vegas and potentially Boise. I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to be in multiple markets, probably 20, 30 markets over the next month and a half to 2 months. But Jamil's only going to come to the big markets, and we're going to do a soft launch on the Pace and Jamil Do America tour again and just get that ball rolling again. So anyway, we've been working hard, dude, like 7 days a week. Some days 14 to 18 hours a day, and having a good time, just feeling very, very blessed that we understand creative financing and we understand real estate at the level we're at, so that we can help a lot of people and lock up deals for people. In fact, today we had a student named Dylan Good get a lead. He's an AstroFlip student too, so he gets a lead utilizing AstroFlip techniques. It turns out to be a creative finance opportunity, which means the seller is willing to basically give us the mortgage and give us the house for a certain amount of money down. So I called the seller today in front of all of our students, and I got the seller to agree to just hand the keys over to the house, and basically we got a free house in Las Vegas today. And so it's just those things are happening every day. working with our probate attorney, dude, like just having a ton of fun. And then on top of it, we decided we want to get back into flipping twice as much as we have been the last year or so, because we've been so focused on building our other businesses that we've lost sight of fixing and flipping. We went from doing 4 to 6 a month down to like 1 to 3 a month. And so we're going to get that back up to 4 to 6 flips a month. And we landed 2 flips yesterday that we're going to start this coming week. In fact, one of those flips, I'm partnering with Oscar, one of our Subject 2 students. So people that are trying to get into fix and flips at a little bit higher level, understand the business, we've told them, look, we'll bring our crews, all of our money, all of our experience. You bring the deal, we'll fund it, we'll flip it, and we'll make money together. So, dude, we've been crazy. We've been busy.
So I'm a YouTube fan. What can I do? What do I look forward to on YouTube?
I think the main thing that most people look forward to on YouTube is the Real Deal episodes. And Bobby and I went out probably a month ago. You and I went out and did a whole bunch of Real Deal episodes, and we kind of stacked them in. But you and I have been both so busy for the last month that we haven't filmed any new ones. So I think we got to get back out into the field and start filming again and putting some more Real Deal episodes going. So I'd say over the next couple of weeks, here's what I would expect. Number one, I would expect the next 3 weeks before I leave, we're going to do 3, maybe 4 more Real Deal episodes. And then when I go out into the field across the country, I'm going to send Bobby the video footage of me getting deals in freaking Albuquerque, New Mexico, Denver, Colorado, Salt Lake City, Utah, whatever. Wherever I am getting deals, I'm going to send that over to Bobby. Bobby's going to edit it and throw it on the YouTube for our Real Deal episode. So I'd keep looking out for on YouTube. Just know that we've got a ton of stuff coming down the pipe. And what we really want to know is we want to know what you guys want to see. What parts of the deals do you feel like we're lacking details on? Is it the conversation with the seller up front, where the lead came from? Is it how we converted the seller? Is it how we solved the problem? Or is it the underwriting and the whiteboard videos that you care about more than anything else? Let us know. Throw it down in the comments. Like, Bobby is absolutely amazing, part of the team. He's going to be looking at those comments and making sure that when we go out and make videos, he's going to say, Pace, you didn't give enough information about this, or this. So we can get better at making sure you guys get the information you need to go out and do these deals yourself.
How's your family?
Bro, trying to make another baby.
What?
Every day we're trying to make a third baby. We're so in love with our kids and having such a good time. I'm very, very grateful for my wife. It's like everybody says my wife is the best, my kids are the best, my kids are the smartest, but all those people are full of shit, okay? First and foremost, my wife is the best, my kids are the smartest, and my kids are the most beautiful. So you guys can have second, you can take second place, but my wife is definitely first. So
your kid is the cutest.
Oh,
sure.
bro, oh my gosh. She says, she's now saying words like juggle, and then when she says juggle, she goes, juggle? And she actually puts her hands up. And then if you've ever seen The Last Airbender on Nickelodeon, you know the character Sokka?
Yeah.
So she walks in the room. She's 20 months. She's not even 2 years old. She walks in the room and she goes, Sokka! So, dude, we're just having so much fun. And my wife posted on her Instagram today something really sad. She said, time is a cruel bitch. And it was a photo of her holding our daughter a year ago, and just how your kids grow up so fast, and you're not realizing it until you look back on a photo from a month ago and you're like, oh my gosh, I almost have a different looking kid. Like, the kid is changing so much.
Yeah.
So time is slipping by, and it's not slipping by. We're not letting it slip by. We're taking advantage of every ounce of what we're doing. And that's one of the big reasons why we wanted to travel, is like, dude, we're in our 30s right now. Let's go do something that in 20 years we're going to look back and go, we're glad we did that. Even though it might be like weird timing where I've got all these businesses going, the businessman in me is like, I need to go away from Arizona so that my team can rise to the occasion, get their job done, and rely on me less. And the best way for me to force myself into doing that is leave the state entirely. So like, that's kind of the hidden purpose behind a lot of this stuff, is just getting better at delegating and letting people become the best versions of themselves. Because what happens is when I walk into a room, everybody decides, oh, Pace is making the decision. I'm going to sit back and let Pace make the decision. And I really have dampened or slowed down other people's progress and their growth in rising into their job. And I really want to step away and let them do that. So our companies can grow and they're, they can get pay raises and they can, benefit their lives and their education level instead of me being around them all the time doing half the stuff. So
I want a list of everything that you got going on. So we do.
Oh my gosh. We got the Go Knock app that just launched, it only launched with our Subject 2 students and also Brent Daniels TTP students. So we've got about 100 people testing it. I told all the Subject 2 mentorship students, I said, look guys, if you're not going to use the app right now, don't download it. So we've got about half of them have downloaded it. Across the country, they're testing the app. That's exciting. That's a door knocking app. It's a driving for dollars app. It's an all-in-one, if I'm just starting in the business, this is the fastest way to get a deal type of app, right? Very inexpensive. So we've been working on that for a year. It just launched and we're working out some bugs, right? I'm sorry, it hasn't launched. We're in beta mode. It'll launch in probably 30 days. Then we've got fixing and flipping. We've got about 8 projects currently going. We want to do 3 to 4 a month. I've got development of mobile homes. We've got 50 houses we're building. We've already sold the first 2, which is cool. I've got my wholesale business that we've been doing for years, and that's kind of the core center of our business. And then we've got our creative finance business where we buy long-term buy and holds and help other people buy long-term buy and holds with creative financing. Then we've got my VA business. I don't even think you and I have talked about this.
No. What is it?
I have a cold call center that we have 50 employees working for us right now, and by the end of the year, we'll probably have close to 250 people working for our VA business.
Okay.
So what they do is they cold call for wholesalers, they text for wholesalers, they manage their campaigns, and they utilize all of the things that we're doing in our business to get deals. They will basically implement that into other people's businesses, and that's been going on for months. We just decided to add another layer to the services, so we're gonna train about 30 VAs to be bookkeepers for people's businesses, because that's one of the hardest parts of running a business is just keeping track of all your paperwork, right?
Right.
And making sure your accounting's good and you're straight. Like, you just recently set up your LLC, and it's like all this shit is super confusing, right?
I need that service, that bookkeeping.
Right, so having somebody come in for 5 hours a month for $100 to do your bookkeeping, wouldn't that be highly beneficial?
Yes.
Right,
I'm
so
in.
Done. So that we're working on that. Then we've got our free Facebook group, so people who it's not quite a good fit for them, or maybe their area is sold out. The free Facebook group is something we pour a lot of time and energy into to help people understand that there's better ways to invest than just being a wholesaler or a real estate agent, whatever. And then above and beyond that, for people that it is a good fit for and their areas are not quite sold out yet, we have a mentorship that we launched not even a month ago. Literally we launched that 26 days ago, and that has been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What's that called?
That is called Subto.com.
Okay.
Subto, so Subject 2, buying houses creatively.
Is that different than the Pace method?
That is the Pace method, actually. So the Pace method, a lot of our students don't know what the Pace method stands for. I said it the other day on one of our Zoom calls. I said, guys, it's an acronym that stands for purchasing assets for cash flow and equity. And people are like, wait, so your real name isn't Pace? I go, no, that is my real name, Pace. We just made an acronym out of it. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. It's exactly what it is. So we've got all those things going on. And then we've got a handful of other business like assisted living and group homes. I've got a handful of developments of brand new homes being built over in Mesa. And just a lot of fun stuff. And then also Jamil and myself, Pace and Jamil Do America, we're going to start doing live events again here in probably the next 60 to 90 days. So,
Have you always been like this? Have you always been this motivated?
Always. Never in my life have I ever had I've never had less motivation. Here's the difference in all the things that I'm working on are all kind of working together, is I have the right partners, I have the right people around me, I have people that care. I'm very lucky to be around that literally I couldn't do 1/10 of what I'm doing And even the 1/10 I would do on my own, I wouldn't even be successful at that without the people I have around me. I literally am so blessed to have found so many good people to be around me and just be able to be in their midst. Game-changing human beings, right? And then on top of all this, we also have Wholesale Hotline, Mondays, 5 p.m. That's another thing we've got going on. And then Sunday service. We took Sunday service from going to, because we launched the mentorship, we wanted to make sure we were pouring into the students like hardcore. So I took Sunday service away from going every single week, back down to just once a month in the free Facebook group so that I could spend all that time. But I've got Sunday service with Cody Barton, my partner. And then ride-alongs, dude. That's the other thing. I got a couple of students from Subject 2 that were able to get on some ride-alongs. We've got a guy named Ty from Northern California coming out tomorrow, and he's going to be spending the whole day with me, going on some appointments. And dude, the other thing too is like all my businesses complement each other.
Yeah.
It's not like I have a toilet paper company and an airplane parts business. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to do with each other, and they all complement each other. So we also started a national title company about 2 months ago, and we're getting that off the ground. That's going really, really well, and Rochelle's handling that. And then the other thing that I don't talk about a lot, I just kind of keep it to myself, is that we have a Probate Solutions company that we probably do 2 or 3 deals a month out of that as well. Rochelle runs that. Oh, and I've got, last thing, this is finally the last thing, is we've got equity assurance, so due on sale clause insurance that prevents the due on sale clause from happening. If it does happen, it will refinance out the underlying mortgage for you. We've got that going on as well. Crazy, crazy, crazy amount of work. And again, dude, it comes down to like one main thing is that I was able to network with the right people, and I am allowed to just do what I'm really good at, which is structure deals, develop relationships, make things happen, and everybody else does everything else.
Where can I find you? Where do I follow you?
I would say Instagram is the main place to like chat with me in the DMs. Most people get a hold of me through the DMs. Now there's a lot of people that DM me and I don't get back to them for 2 or 3 days, but for the most part, I'm DMing people on Instagram. If you want a lot of help in your business, the free Facebook group, Creative Finance with Pace Morby, is super helpful. And if you're trying to get more into wholesale, I would say Wholesale Hotline. Start with the Wholesale Hotline show or the podcast. Bro, I have too many things going on.
You got a lot of things.
You're making me feel like I have too many things going on.
Have you learned any lessons lately? What's the latest thing that you've learned through all of your businesses?
I've learned how much life I've lived and how much experience I have is often lost on myself. Like I lose sight of that because I'm always trying to learn the next thing. I'm always trying to prove new avenues, or for example, like reverse mortgages. That's something in the back of my mind that I'm like, how do I solve reverse mortgage, like buying houses subject to on a reverse mortgage? So I'm currently trying to crack that code. But I get to talk to a lot of my students that are like, dude, you literally have an answer for everything. And I'm like,
yeah, I do.
Yeah, I kind of do. I guess I've done a lot of deals, and you
take it for granted.
You take it for granted, and you forget how many deals you've done, and you forget how easy it becomes for you. And so I've learned that it's not easy to get into any sort of business, whether it's real estate or otherwise, unless somebody's breaking it down for you in small, edible, consumable steps, right? Little baby steps, little baby steps, little baby steps. I can jump into a conversation and go, okay, Bobby, we're going to do such and such and such and such. I threw out the word yesterday to somebody, hypothecate, and they were like, okay, are you speaking English right now? And I'm like, okay, I got to remind myself that I've done this for so long that other people don't use all the words. So
what's hypothecate?
Hypothecate basically means that I'm going to go, I have houses that I have loans on all these houses in first and second position. I take 30 or 40 houses to one bank, and that bank refinances out into one umbrella loan and wipes out the first and second position, so I can take the second position money and repurpose it into more deals. That's called hypothecating.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so fun stuff, and just learning a lot, dude, all day, every day, and I'm just so blessed. I honestly feel like I don't work for a living. I feel like I get to hang out with my friends all day long. And I mean, bro, you, me, and Zach are going to go play golf right now.
True.
Like, how crappy is our life right now?
Well, thanks for giving me a YouTube update.
Bro, you're the man. Appreciate you. Here, let's do a connector. There you go. The problem is you're not even looking at the camera.
There you go. Good talk.